It is a world of darkness, and the warriors of Gaia fight over the fate of the world against their enemy, the cosmic force of entropy and corruption, the wyrm. Unbeknownst to mankind, they wage a war against the coming apocalypse, with new cubs taking up the cause to fight with fang, clave, and gun and claw. They give the wyrm no quarter. They give it only rage.
We return to the pack as the blizzard billows outside, battering at the door. With the howl of the blizzard predominantly outside, though occasionally traveling down through the makeshift chimney which you made for your cooking purposes. The skunky smell of the moose meat permeating the shelter. Though luckily, anyone trying it finds that despite its smell, it has a taste very similar to venison, strong and gamey. Snarls and Tara have returned. A brief billow of wind as they enter into the shelter before closing the makeshift door behind them. A brief bit of snow staining the ground and the cold invading on the space which was, till then, fairly warm, if not hot. With the earthen smell of the soil above you, beneath you, and around you, and the mix of the moose meat, which has in some part been blown away a bit by the fresh air outside, maybe a little too fresh. Some of you are a bit thirsty, albeit, so the fresh snow is perhaps welcome. You have the night before you to consider, and then the day following to act. The scene is yours.
Coming in, Tara would go and sit down by the fire, then look to the others. Tomorrow night when we go to meet with the Leeches, the spot's about 4 hours from here. So I'm thinking during the day we could go have a look into the village, now that we're a bit more informed on what exactly is going on.
You're saying go in the village?
She gives a nod. By the sounds of it, place has been growing. I'm guessing the population is a lot bigger than just the kin that's there.
We're going to walk. I look to Taran and say, we're going to walk into the town without clothes?
I think we could find clothes easy enough.
Yeah, just Adam and Eve it. He tugs at some leafy branches that are protruding in the shelter.
I mean, if you want to do that...
How do you think I won the Homecoming King?
You know, speaking of the leeches, Dee will lean, Dee will take a step forward, sitting down. I was, listening to what they were saying, and, they ain't being entirely truthful with us.
Tara frowns. What do you mean?
Everything they said was true, except for the most important part. They do mean us harm. And I don't know what they want from us. But they mean us some kind of harm.
That's not surprising.
Maybe they want to feed from us.
Wouldn't be surprised. Our blood's probably better than whatever the hell they've been drinking.
I always knew it'd be tasty.
Of course our blood would be better. We've got the blood of heroes flowing through our veins.
Yeah, like Uli Brightjaws.
She tilts her head a bit as she looks at Baron.
You don't... Oh, right, you're not Get. Uli was, an old Get. Well, Get of old. He was called Brightjaws because no matter how many times he fought, no matter how many times he got hit, got up, and killed whatever the hell dared to attack him, he was never scarred. Every pup in my tribe knows that story. Well, considering I'm the only pup in my tribe I know, everyone knows it. Darren looks around at the faces of his packmates. Like, what kind of faces you guys pulling? Because it sounds like you're...
I mean, out of character. Would I know that story? I wouldn't know it, would it?
No.
Nah, it's a Get thing.
D, you've definitely heard Uli Brightjaws. Again, the Get do like mentioning him among themselves and occasionally others. Snarls. You don't know anything about him, but you can respect that he was a wolf that never took a scar in fighting. Means he's tough. Dave, you're just thinking of Crest whitening toothpaste.
I'm just saying they're thinking, wolves have super healing, not surprised.
So, like, what kind of faces you guys pulling? Like, the curious, like, are you gonna keep speaking? Or, like, the, oh, that's cool, and then continuing kind of emotive faces?
Tara's kind of... I'd say she's almost... leaned back a bit, curious about the story.
D in his wolf form is deep in thought, clearly still thinking about the vampire's words. He's not happy.
Snarls, I mean, you can't really see his eyes, but he seems interested, yeah.
Dave is indifferent towards the story, more focused on trying to heat up the water that he has currently. Trying to boil the snow down into water.
Darren kind of surveying his packmates and looking over D. Smiles when he sees Tara's, well, most evident interest. What, do you guys want me to keep going? I mean, there's more to the story, but,
She will, from her kind of laying down position, kind of say, I do love a good story, so maybe you could tell it to us sometime, but then she leans forward, kind of more almost focused, and say, maybe when the buck is cooked and we can have some dinner. Right now, I think we should discuss more about the leeches.
I don't know about you boys and girl, But I, for one, want to deal with these Bane spirits. Maybe go check out that cave where those pups are murdered.
Snarls would interrupt, saying, I don't think now is the time for that.
No, we got threats. And they know where we live.
Oh yeah, guys. Sorry. Lots been going on, I haven't mentioned it. You know the girl with the very stuffy muzzle talks, I don't know, weird. She knew quite a bit about werewolves. Like, not too much, but she knew what the Wendigos were when Dave brought it up here. Yeah. And plus, when me and Tara went into the Umbra, spoke to one of the tree spirits, they said that they can sink into the ground and sleep in it. Like, they were sleeping near a tree, like, just beside our little camp here.
Are you saying that they, like, piled snow over themselves?
No, they literally went into the ground. Right next to us.
Next to us?
So they were there the entire fucking time. And the spirits...
gives an affirming nod.
And the spirits didn't think it was relevant to bring up till you asked.
See, spirits don't just tell you stuff. You need to ask, and not all spirits know everything about matters that are important to us, but what are important to them.
You see, at least if there's something interesting, the Weaver might give you a little hint on what you should be asking.
What are you suggesting?
I'm just saying that the Weaver's a bit more talkative than trees. But that's not surprising, humans and all.
Tara points over at Dave and then says, going back on what Snarls said before, you shouldn't have said anything about the Wendigos. You should have let me speak to the vampires.
Why the hell did you bring them up anyway?
Dave would snarl a bit and say, As Tara said, they're no use to us dead. At least for now. Besides, they seem to have already known about the Wendigos.
Not what they were. At least, not that there was a tribe. Did you know any of this stuff before you brought into the cairn? Isn't there a reason for that?
Darren, I think we've all made mistakes the last couple days. Let's not pick on each other's downfalls. I fucked up, I understand.
Nah, what he's saying's right. We gotta be unified here. I don't like the fact that they was sleeping next to us. And the fact that they mean us some kind of harm. That's not gonna bode well for us.
If I can make a suggestion. Since some of us seem to have problems sleeping, I suggest we take shifts. 2 of us stay up, 2 of us sleep.
I'll stay awake tonight. Me and Tara can do it.
I don't have to sleep tonight, but
I can go at least another night without sleep.
Yeah,
Sure.
tonight I want to stay it too.
She gives a firm nod to Darren.
Tara, I don't think I've seen you sleep since we arrived.
Hell, I don't think I saw you sleep at the warehouse.
I don't need too much sleep to, well, function well.
I'm going to be cooking this meat probably throughout the night, so please, if you want to sleep, go ahead.
I'll be alright for tonight. I'll sleep, but a bit later.
Oh, that reminds me, please. Since I'm here thinking about it, are there any herbs and roots that might be beneficial in the area?
Out of character, would I know any good things?
You'd have to dig under a lot of snow to get them, and finding them in the blizzard would be almost impossible, even with your senses.
So,
Well,
not like
with this blizzard, it's not likely we'll be able to get any. So, we'll make do with what we have, though.
fair enough.
Plus, guys, tomorrow I want to wake up a bit earlier and perhaps interact with some spirits so I can hopefully learn a new gift. Would anyone want to accompany me as I do so?
I don't
I
mind.
could join you.
I've been stuck in this fucking cabin since we built it.
So, Tara, Dave, which one?
I think we both offered. Out of character.
I mean, we have 5 here. Why are only 2 allowed to go at once?
Just because, I don't want to wake you guys up too early. Since it would be, like, a bit earlier than normal.
Yeah, fine, wake me up. I need to be on guard. I've been restless too.
So, Dee and Darren, you're staying here while we go later?
Darren looks to D.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cool. Is that it for this conversation?
Well,
Somewhere to be, Snarls?
yeah.
I mean, I kind of need to meditate. It's about my time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's why wolves don't get periods.
I didn't.
Tara narrows her eyes on you.
Darren just grins. It's it.
Base out of character. Would I know that? I don't think I would.
No.
Okay, so Dave just looks confused.
Oh, yeah. Do I know what the period is?
No.
Oh, see, like, this is a joke. Like, if anyone suspects that it's a joke, please do so.
Snarls
Yeah.
is just confused.
I looked at Snarls and shrugged. I'll
Snarls
explain.
whispered to him, like, what's a period?
I lean and whisper. It's Gaia's human version of renewal.
Okay.
I'll explain it more when we're not among
Tara?
Dave,
Yes.
shut up.
I mean, if you want to explain it to
Hey, that's something I've been thinking about now that I got my head back on right. We gotta stop insulting each other. It ain't right. Why else do you think the Garu have been creating funky ways of talking to people about their downfalls, you know? We gotta keep that down, because the more we bring ourselves down, the more down we come as a pack. We don't want to be down when those leeches come back. And when they come back, they will do anything they can to get at us.
Oh, that reminds me. I nod in agreement with D. And then I whisper. We're going to meet one of them the day after tomorrow. Or tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
Do Is one of us expected to go alone, or are we all going as a pack?
We should go as a pack. I think they said they'll send one of the leeches, Gabrielle, to speak to us. So while I speak to her, I think two should be patrolling, and then 2 patrolling in the Umbra just to in case anything happens.
I'll be patrolling on the outside.
But
I'm good at sneaking around.
But they know
I've
where
always-
we live. What if they try to separate us and burn down our shelter? We're stuck out in the snow.
I think after tonight we should move camp. If we're going to be moving more west anyway, to the cave, and eventually I do want to go to the Blackwolf mine and see what's going on there. That's at least to the cave about a day's journey. To the mine. The mine is about 6 hours from here.
Then why don't we move camp farther down to the village? Since the leeches are more scared of, being around the kin, then that'll be safest for us. We move like an hour or so. We make a shelter during the day. Some of us stay here at night, make it look still lived in, and then we do whatever.
The village is further east. We'd be moving further away.
I know. They wouldn't really be expecting that, would they? They already know we're interested in going west.
To be honest, if they destroy anything we have here, well, we made it in a single hour. I'm pretty sure we could rebuild. And to be honest, it's just stuff. And then I'd also mention, I'm more worried about that whole their kin, which means they might have connections to their Wendigo friends, and they said next time they see us, they're going to attack on.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Moving closer to the village, we might.
I don't think we should get too close to the cairn. But we will be moving westward because we want to investigate the cave, meet them at the clearing, and then find out what the fuck Pentex is doing at the mine.
I looked to her and said, they might be here. Well, they might just simply be here mining.
Tara shakes her head. If they're here, they've got nothing good to do.
I look to them and I mutter, I know what they're mining here. I think I know what they're mining here.
What?
They're mining.
They're mining uranium. Well, I mean, it has many applications. Some power, some weapons. Usually it's used for, well, making nuclear plants, which power entire cities, states even.
Out of character. Do I know if that's at all used in helping make humans more susceptible to possession by Banes?
You and anyone else who wishes to may roll a intelligence and occult. Snarls, this uranonym means nothing to you. In fact, you don't even care. Let them play with their rock. Kara, there are Banes very closely tied to uranium. In fact, it's known to draw them.
Dave would sort of go into a little bit of a tangent, muttering, I never understood the draw of nuclear. Hydroelectric is really the safest, cleanest, and most natural way to power the local cities.
That could be why there are so many. The tree spirits said that there are so many Banes in the area. There are Banes closely tied to uranium. It's known to draw them.
If we disrupt the Pentex mining operation here, let's say we do, won't they just come back in greater force to take it back?
Then we can hit him again. Or we can destroy the mine.
Exactly. Beat them so hard they can't come back.
Smalls would, for once, look slightly interesting. Tar, wait. If they are drawn to this, your unanimum, can you, or could we, perhaps, attract them to one place and kill as many as we can then? Use it as, like, I don't know, luring...
A magnet.
State.
I get what you're talking about.
I mean, we really need to know more to be able to disrupt the operation.
If only we didn't have our little indigo problem. We could alert the elders, but we'd be killed on sight now.
I mean, helping them solve this Pentex thing should give us some kind of better standing with them.
Killed on sight.
Yeah, let's not get spotted before, someone else talks to them. But I mean, why don't we just destroy the mine, and then when we're starting to get out of here, follow the trucks, destroy that depot, and they're kind of screwed. Then we tell our sept about what's up, and they can tell the Wendigo, we can come back up here.
Well, come to think about it, I don't want to jump to any conclusions. But Pentex might have been behind... Pentex, out of character. They might have been behind the slaying of the pups on both occasions.
If they're worm-tainted bastards, probably.
Mm.
So we figure out what the hell's going on with the dead pups first, before we light some fireworks.
Definitely the wisest move.
Tara nods.
If they're mining, that means they have TNT. Most mining operations carry a little bit of it to get rid of large amounts of rocks or large boulders that they can't otherwise mine through. If we can get some of those rocks, we could collapse the mine's entrance.
But there's another aspect of this we're not thinking about. This place is a Bane magnet. Imagine how many would be there.
A lot, I would presume.
Can they possess us in the Umbra? I'm not, that well versed.
Would I know?
I mean, if you're a Black Spiral. Other than that, you can fight them in the Umbra just as well as in the real world. Claws still kill bitches.
Speaking of, and Darren, you said that you saw Black Spirals in your dream.
Yeah.
Depending on what we find out, we might have to risk telling the Wendigos.
Could we capture or track down a Bane in the Umbra and torture it enough to get information from it?
Better off just killing this fucking thing.
Yup. Agreed.
Smalls would say,
Shit.
like with other spirits, you can communicate with Banes, but they're more tricky. Let's say, torture? Yep, they might tell you. But what reason do they have to tell someone who's on the other side? They're worm and we're creation of Gaia.
They're malevolent spirits. They're monsters. They don't have any... They're just violent.
I don't have anything, morally against torturing these fucks, but the less time we spend around them, the better.
There might be a way. We might be able to lure enough of the Banes to us so that we can kill them separately.
How would you do that?
Well, I for one know that a few of us have nightmares, and that can cause negative emotions. If one of us were to fall asleep and give in to these nightmares, two of us could be waiting in the Umbra for the Bane spirits.
What, can you
They
sleep?
might be it. What'd you say?
Can you sleep on command?
I can't, but some of us might be able to, or at least allow themselves to sleep.
There's no way that I'm falling asleep around these things.
No, we're gonna be active. I mean, if this uranium stuff is a magnet anyway, why do we need to be an extra one?
Simple. I'm afraid we're going to get overwhelmed if we try to take out the Bane spirits by ourselves
Well,
at the mine.
the thing with Banes, though, is if we fight them in the Umbra, it's like fighting any other creature. Yes, it will be difficult, as with all enemies. We could still take them on, especially if we're all working together.
But all of them? I don't know. I feel like we should probably get some more help. We just pups after all, we can't do much. We can try, but that just sounds like a death sentence.
Either way, we're going to need to kill a Bane spirit first, so we can prove ourselves enough to get their attention.
Or we discover something about the pups.
Yeah, we need proof before we go talking to the Wendigo elders. That's for sure.
Then I guess let's see what we find there.
There's
So,
always stealing rocks from the place, too, if we need to.
yeah, we can, like, hell, we can tip over a truck and steal some uranium from there.
Sorry, the only thing, though, is wouldn't that attract the Bane, the Cairn, which would only anger the Wendigos even more.
I assume they'd be attracted to the mine a lot more. If it's just one rock, what are they gonna do? You think they're gonna all go to the sept? I think they might be too distracted on the bigger picture.
And even if we do have to go to the Wendigos, I think the Philodox Elder would hear us out.
I hope so.
I mean, when we were brought there, he didn't seem too happy with what was being done.
I thought he was just not happy with us.
The Wendigo are weird. They can be unhappy about a lot of things.
No, I saw it too, though.
Nah, never mind. Forgot about one of the litanies. If anything, we'd have to draw one of the Wendigo to us to show him a rock. Or
Well,
we could
if we
draw
can-
them to us in general. That could go pretty south pretty fast. We might be alone in this, no matter what we do.
if we're going on the assumption that those in the village are kinfolk to Garu, some of them might have connections to the elders.
I don't want to risk messing with their kin.
Yeah, especially if they aren't even aware of their nature yet.
Tara knows.
Yeah, I think you're right. They might not even know about their nature, especially looking at how close Pentex are basically operating out of that town.
I mean, hell, did any of us know?
Well, to be fair, we haven't been in the town.
She means...
But you have a point.
Yeah,
She has a
okay.
point. Do Bane, when you kill a Bane spirit, do they just dissipate, or do they remain in the Umbra dead?
They're dead.
Well, perhaps we could kill one of these Bane spirits and leave it outside the village in the Umber and wait for maybe someone to stumble across it.
Can't do that.
You know, I like that we're all thinking about this a lot, but we might be overthinking this. We just
I
need
think-
to investigate first.
I think for now, what we should do is, it only takes about 4 hours to get to the meeting spot where we're going to see the vampires tomorrow night. During the day, I think we could go have a look around the town, maybe find out where this warehouse might be, or something.
If I can make a suggestion,
Stop asking for
And I know-
permission. No one's a Zadok here.
I know, I want to show respect.
Dave, what is it?
Since I and I assume D have the most experience with humans, it'd probably be best that if any of us go into the village, it would be the two of us.
Most experience,
think we
but
should-
I think we're all human except fleas.
But we all go as a pack. I'm not saying I would become human just for this.
Snarls, no offense. You're not walking around with those glasses as a dog.
And not without a shower.
Yeah, especially if you go into a town as a dog or a wolf. That'd be kind of weird.
You know, if we go into this town, we gotta be careful. Litany says, "Bail shall not be lifted." Careful what you say. Careful what you do. If we go.
I ain't saying shit. I think we should just pretend that we're from out of town, recently coming in to maybe just passing through.
We ain't got clothes.
That's
Oh,
probably
I-
going to be the biggest thing.
We'll have to improvise. We'll have to see if there's any nearby caverns that might or might not be able to give us some clothes.
Charles would bite at one of the covers, lifting it up and saying, "Can anyone make this into some clothes?"
I'm good with my hands. I'm not that good.
I never learned to sew.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Not my thing.
Plus, I
you
mean,
can-
where the hell are we supposed to have gotten those blankets from anyway? If we got blankets from somewhere, we should have gotten clothes from there. And clothes made of blankets are obviously made of blankets. And we're also missing shoes, so, yeah, no.
I mean, hell, maybe we could sidestep into some clothes store.
Shit. Or, wait, why are we going into the village anyway?
That's what I'm saying.
We need to start somewhere. The village is the closest thing to us. Maybe we can find whatever warehouse they're using for their operation.
Or we just follow the trucks on the road. The warehouse
Yeah,
is
but that
gonna
has
be
to
in.
go through the town.
Yeah, they go through the town like a truck stop or something, but then they're still gonna be going somewhere else. I mean, there's no power plant around here, is there? I mean, does Canada have a power plant?
I mean, that's the thing. As far as we know, we have no idea. We might as well get our bearings while we're in the town.
Let's just. Alright. Let's deal with these leech idiots first, and then we can worry about all that.
I
But
have
the
an
thing is, if we're going west to meet with the leeches, we might as well do what we have to do at the town, then move camp westward, because that's where the leeches, we're going to be meeting the leeches, that's where the mine is, that's where the cave is.
Alright. Who's coming with me to check out the town?
I
Aren't
think
we
we
all?
should all go.
I agree. Safer that way.
Alright. We do that early morning? After the three of you, pointing at everyone to deprint. Get back from that, gift learning?
We can do that. We can pack everything up.
Yeah, wake me up when you leave and I'll get started. I'll wake us both
Good
up,
to
I
know.
guess.
Yeah.
That's the plan. We go off and do whatever it is, the learning gifts with Snarls. Pack up, go investigate the village, and then start making our way to the meeting place with the vampires.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Alright then.
Look us up when you leave.
Fair enough. Then she, pulling out the flute, she kind of leans back again and says to Darren, "So you're gonna tell us that story?"
Darren grins even wider than when he made that period joke.
Tara starts playing a flute. Or at least trying to. She's learning.
Charisma performance.
Hopefully I can provide some nice ambiance to your story.
Failed.
Fuck!
So the very first sound produced as she brings it to her lips is.
Would it be a high pitch?
Immediately, Snarls' ears slap down against the side of, flat against his head as he growls. And the guys all have to take a minute for their hearing to come back.
She kind of pulls it from her lips, looks at it, then just kind of mutters, "Wonder if I can tune it."
You know, I don't think tuning can save that. I'm not gonna lie.
I wish I didn't help with that thing. Ow! Ugh.
Hey Darren, did you make this thing faulty?
Hey, don't point at me. You already can't play.
Now I'm gonna try again. Nylan,
What?
can I try again?
Yes. This time with Snarl bracing himself as he sees. Yes.
As she was as she was putting the flute to her lips, I'm like reaching down to pull it down, but I guess I'm too late.
This time, as she brings it to her lips and you reach out, you just hear her against it.
And then I just take it down.
Respectfully, if you play that thing again, I'm going to have to put it somewhere.
Alright,
She looks at Dave and says, "Is that a promise?"
Darren smiles
Well,
between them.
okay.
okay. This is my cue to go meditate. You guys have fun, okay?
Oh, I will.
Oh, God.
I look at Snarls and I say, I'll watch you.
Snarls leaves and to the top of the little tent thing as he meditates.
What? Wait, are we not fighting?
Dave will go outside and watch him so he doesn't get eaten by a bear.
In the blizzard.
Yeah, it's calming.
I'll go into cry no storm. So I don't freeze to death.
He's gonna lean down in his lupus form, paws on his head, pushing his ears down as he looks sullenly at Tara.
Tara, almost cheekily, brings him slowly back up to her lips.
Darren just snatches it from her hands at this point.
Out of character, we're gonna if we ever run into the Wendigos, we're just gonna have Tara play that while we run away.
Before I go, before I fall, you know my name, in fear my